channel. Today we'll be doing another cooking video. Today we're cooking, drum roll please, crepes! Now this is something I never cooked or tried before, so this is our first time. And I also want to give credit to Dish Edit on TikTok. I found this recipe, so I'm going to be using that, so it's credit to Dish Edit. Let's get started. So the things you'll need is all-purpose flour. The recipe said to use pastry flour, but we didn't have that, so we're going to use all-purpose flour. You need eggs, salt, measuring tools, sugar, a sifter, milk, and we're using almond milk because we don't have any normal milk, but I'm sure this is fine. A measuring cup, and the classic Nutella. Yeah. So the first thing we need to do, we need to go over here. And this is where we're gonna put all of the ingredients we need in this bowl. And I actually got this mixer for Christmas. So first, let's watch this real quick. How many basic crepes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you need 1 cup of flour. So we'll come over here, We're gonna get 1 cup of flour and put it in here. And it says you're supposed to sift your flour, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, I think that's enough. We're going to level it out. Okay, now we're going to have our sifter come over here. So how this is going to work is I'm going to pour it in here and then just sift it right afterwards. So let's sift it. For crepes, you don't want any lumps. And then, what does the recipe say next? Oops. Oh boy, starting over. Okay, I remember the recipe. So now you're going to need 1 tablespoon of sugar. So cut back over here, there's a lot of back and forth. Put the sugar. Oops. Okay. So 1 tablespoon, you're going to add to the mix. And then you need 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. So we'll come back over here. So you don't need a lot at all, because I think crepes are supposed to be very sweet. Yeah, let me take the lid off. So it's just easier to. So y'all comment down below if you want to make this recipe. So would you make it? So now we're going to mix it. So we'll have a spoon just to mix it all together, because it's only dry ingredients. I think that's good enough. Now we're going to need, where did my milk go? Wait. Oh, it's right behind the flour. You will need now 3/4 of a cup of milk. Here we go, 3/4. So I'm gonna pour it in. And I can always put a recipe at the end of the video for y'all. So now you would need 2 eggs. I actually have a little tip. So you will want to grab a smaller bowl, something like this, and you will want to crack your eggs in here so that way it's easier to get the, oops, so you can get the eggshell out easier. Okay, that's 1. So now we're gonna pour it into here. Okay, now we're gonna put it on the mixing aid. Make sure it's locked so it doesn't fly everywhere. And put it down. We're going to lock it so that way it stays in place. And we're gonna put it at a 2. Yo, look how beautiful that looks. You know, sometimes the mixer doesn't get all the flour, so sometimes you might need to grab like a spatula or something just to get the remaining flour on the edges. So I'm gonna stop real quick and look it and get the flour that's on the side. So I'm gonna grab my little spatula and just to get the excess flour. Okay, put it back in, lock. Sometimes it can take a little while, so I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. Well, look how fast that's going. That's pretty fast, but that's not the fastest speed on here. The fastest speed actually on this mixture is a 10. So let's see how fast it'll go. goodness. Okay, we're gonna slow it down a little bit. There we go. So I'm actually just gonna mix it with the spatula because I do see a little bit of flour. And I have an idea. It tastes good. Okay. Oh, I forgot to say at the beginning, make sure you wash your hands so you have clean hands. Also, I've been wanting to try something. We're gonna add something to it. We're gonna add a little extra to make it a little sweet. And you don't need a lot at all because it's very powerful. So you only need drops. You know, you can experiment a little bit. Because you already had your sugar that's sweet, but we wanted it extra sweet. Okay. No, you don't want any lumps. This is not pancake mix. So I'm gonna take this out. Well, first, let's. Oh, wait. Okay. We're gonna put these right here. So we're gonna pour this mix into the sifters to make sure there's no lumps. So we'll set this to the side. And we're gonna try to sift. Now this is gonna be quite challenging. So I think a good plan is we get a separate bowl. We're gonna get a separate bowl. We'll grab our sifter and pour it in here. So make sure there's no lumps. You want it as smooth as possible. Okay. And this recipe makes up to 8 to 10 crepes, so that might be a little much. So you can always like downsize like the recipe like half. You want half crepes. So I'm gonna try to sift it just to get all the mix out and make sure it's very smooth. Let's speed up the process a little bit here. So far, I'm really enjoying this recipe. And I want you to comment down below what other foods or desserts you will want me to make. Because I do enjoy cooking quite a bit. Oh, you see like it's a lot at the bottom. Oh, do you see that? All that's like at the bottom. I think that's the most I'm gonna get. So let's see if I can get any more out. If not, that's okay. Because you don't need a lot of crepes anyways. I'm very excited to try it. So I'll come back once I get all the mix out and everything is ready to go. Once your batter is nice and smooth, no lumps, you're gonna grab some butter. I think that'll be good enough. It doesn't say the measurements how much, so we're gonna put it in. And we're gonna melt it over medium heat. This might take a while, but before we come back, I'm gonna use Nutella in my crepe, and my mom is gonna use fruit, kiwi, and strawberries in hers. So I wonder how hers is gonna turn out, because Nutella is very classic for crepes, but I've never heard of kiwi and strawberries, so. Okay, so oh, it's already melting nicely. I thought it was gonna take a while, so I'll come back once it's fully melted. Okay, so our butter is all melted, so we're gonna take some. Whoa, that's quite a bit. And we're gonna put it in. Okay. And you want to just lift it up and just move it if it'll move. The batter's not moving. This is very, I think it was too thick. So, I'll come back once we figure out our problems. So, we tried to make it spread more, but this is the best we could do. So you're gonna let it cook on both sides for 1 minute, so I'm gonna try to flip it very gently. So we put too much batter, so that's why it wasn't nice and thin. Oh boy. Okay, here goes nothing. This looks more like a pancake. But I'm sure it's gonna taste the same, just looks, you know, like a pancake. So we're gonna cook. Yeah, please try this recipe out. It was very simple. You don't need too many ingredients. If you can't buy pastry flour, again, you can just use all-purpose flour. It's the next best thing. Is it done? I think it's almost done because it cooks quite quickly. So comment down below if you like cooking more or baking more. For me, I like both. I like cooking desserts, but also like cooking main courses. So I think this one is done, so we're gonna turn it off. And this one's gonna be mine. Okay, come over here. So now, we'll grab a knife, and we're gonna spread Nutella all across. Okay, I cannot wait. This looks very good, even though it's very pancakey. So I'm just gonna grab some Nutella and spread it in it. We'll spread it on the crepe. Okay, so once you get your desired amount of filling, so this is gonna be your filling, so that way it's not, you know, plain. Oops, I spilled a little bit. That's okay. You're going to bend it, or like do this in half. So I'm gonna do it in half, and then do it in a quarter, and then you'll just eat it like this. So I'll come back once I made my mom's, and we'll try it together. Hey y'all, so it's time to criticize our crepes. Well, not ours, but my mom and I's crepes. So let's start with mine. It was too thick to imagine as a crepe. I rated mine an 8 out of 10 because it had a funny taste at the end. However, the Nutella you see on the table right there didn't make up for that weird taste at the end. And I love Nutella. I don't get it too often. But when I do get it, it's so good. Now let's talk about my mom's. Again, I don't know if I added too much flour to the mix or added too much to the pan all at one time, but it turned out that the crepes were too thick, so that was a bit of a problem. When my mom tried mine, she actually liked it because of the Nutella, but afterwards she said it was a little too sweet for her. My mom decided to grab some syrup, but I don't blame her because it looked like a pancake instead of a crepe, which is kind of a fail, but it didn't taste horrible, so that's a good thing. My mom rated hers a 6 out of 10 just because the fruit wasn't the best combo. I've been thinking what other videos I can make for y'all, and I actually thought of a very good one, so stay tuned. I will link my chocolate chip cookie video in the description box so y'all can watch that. And so yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, and like the video, and share with a friend. And I'll see you next time. Bye!